This is Adeni Avenue in Old Bodija Estate, the community that recently witnessed an explosion massacre, leaving 5 people dead, several people injured.
The death toll from Tuesday's explosion in the Bodija area of Ibadan stands at 5. More
And 10 people missing, causing several people to go homeless, stranded, and in a state of shock, while multiple bodies were carried out of the explosion site with missing body parts and videos circulating online. Up until now, no one in the community knows exactly what caused the explosion. Although the state government has arrested several people connected to the unfortunate explosion, with penalties of up to 14 years imprisonment to life sentence.
Support them in the recovery effort.
Not a single compensation has been given to the community for the lives and property lost, which should have been done in a sane and working system. While some of the houses affected have become unrepairable, which will eventually lead people to sort for a new apartment somewhere else. I traveled to Bodija, Ibadan, Oyo State, to ask some of the residents who witnessed the explosion what really happened, whether it's really an explosion as a result of illegal mining or it's a terrorist attack, and to find out what the public can do to reduce their struggles.
So this is Ibadan, the place where the explosion happened, and you could see there's a lot of houses that are still been exploded. You see a lot of houses that are still in ruins. Now the question is, what really caused this particular explosion? So a lot of people actually died. About 5 people died in this explosion, and several people were injured, and 10 people were actually missing, and they have not actually found them. So the question is, what really happened? Is it really an explosion, or is it really a bomber blast? So we are going to be going through some of these houses that have turned to ruins, a lot of people that have been made homeless because of this particular explosion, and a lot of questions that have also not been answered, whether the government is also supporting these people with extra funds as well, and some of the things that this community needs, especially because of some people's houses that have been rendered homeless. If you look at this particular angle here, this is the exact site that the explosion really occurred. So you see that the house is not existing anymore because this is where the explosion occurred. And the question that is in my mind is, how did these people get access to this particular community? Although they were reported as well that they have the license to operate by the government. So even though there are a lot of houses that have been used, and this is a residential area where there shouldn't be any company operating in, you can see a lot of houses here. These are not supposed to be where people operate as where a business should be. But you could see from over there that a lot of people have started rebuilding their houses over again. I don't know whether it's probably from government support or they are personally doing it on their own, but there are some houses that cannot go back to what it was again, just like this particular space as well. We have moved around and checked some of the houses that were affected by it. The unfortunate thing is that those that were present at the incident, some of them are injured, some of them are in the hospital, some of them are actually dead. But we're able to find someone who witnessed the whole incident and was able to give an eyewitness story of what happened exactly on that day. So you're going to be meeting her and finding out exactly what happened, people that died, and explain to us what the community actually needs to get better.
We met with a woman who witnessed the whole incident and whose house was also affected by the explosion, but had to come back to her house after staying with family friends for some days, and she told us what she saw on the day the explosion occurred.
Can you tell us a bit of what happened that day specifically?
That day there is lights around that time. That is around 7:30 to 8. There's a burst of fire in the transformer. So at the residence of that explosion, so there's a fire outburst also. So that is what called the attention of those people that are living inside the building, and even the neighbors that are there. So they are the ones that now run out that there's fire burning inside the house. So all the people now come outside. Some people have called the NEPA so that they can off the transformer so that they will not be light, so that the thing will not escalate more than that. So that was when the explosion now. started. So people, even we that are here, we thought it's the transformer that they explode. Once later, there is another thing that got exploded.
Where is the person that owns that particular house where those mining products were?
The person that is doing the business is not the person that owns the house. They rented the apartment by rented apartment there. They rent the place and they are living there. But the person that is even into this business in particular is the one who is there.
Some people were arrested, taken to court, and are going to be charged. So those people might not even know anything about it.
The people that we hear that they arrested was his wife, and part of those people that are living there. So those people, we don't know how intimacy they have. Maybe they are his brother, but they are the same country. They all of them came from Mali, but this particular person that is his wife is not in Mali. Not a Malian, it's a Nigerian. You understand? So they said they arrested the woman.
So do you think that there are a lot of illegal mining houses, even around maybe Ibadan, people are not aware of that?
It may be because as we are in this community, we don't know that such thing is here. That's why it not because of those things, that thing that happened. We didn't have know that there's anything inside the house. Like that, people are even me to have entered the house before. So I never suspect that maybe anything dangerous can be inside the house. And they have been there before. Have entered inside that compound before. So I don't know. So many houses will be like that, but people may not know. Estate stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you see somebody carry something into their compound, you cannot confront them that we cannot even ask them. So you understand? If it is normal public houses now, if I say, what are you carrying inside? But estate stuff, it's a kind of there's a restriction. There's limit that you can do to your neighbor. So that's it. So even if those people that are beside them saw them carrying something, they cannot go there and tell them or ask them that, what are you taking inside? What are you bringing inside? So they cannot until that thing happen.
So what does the community need now?
They need support. Many houses here that are affected. Most people that are there, they rent it. So you understand?
Yeah.
They are not the one that owns the house. Some people have just paid this January. The landlord will not refund the bill again. They should just support those people that are affected, the victims. So you understand? And those people that are landlord, maybe they still have, but they didn't have enough power. So you understand? To renovate their house, they should just give them a little support.
You talk about the fact that inside that house, there were the Malian man, his family, his wife.
Yes, they are doing.
Were they also involved in the explosion or they left the house before it started?
They are no more inside the house, but they are in surroundings.
Were they affected by the explosion as well?
No. Why?
We were led to the house of a popular family in the area who were also badly affected by the explosion, as they were still trying to rebuild their house as a result of the explosion, and as she vigorously lamented against how the government had forgotten them.
It's because you people are young people.
Yes.
The Moshe for in the audience.
It is since the governor came here last, he has not come here again.
We don't even need him. What we need is his assistance. Tó bá jẹ́ pé owó tó máa jí wọn mọ ibi tó ti máa lọ gbà. Wọn mọ bó ṣe máa pín láre. What we need him for? He has been here to give people support. Fine, be okay. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ nǹkan bye. Now delegate people to go one by one. Sí ilé àwọn victims. Kí ni nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀? Take the assessment of the extent of the damages and all that, and see how they can be of help, how they can be of assistance. Be anybody. We thank God that we are still working class. I'm just a little over 60. And they imagine that want to retirees not the go. We are all human beings. I just have to position our parents. But what is even painful is that what is the government, whether the state or the federal, what are they doing to alleviate this problem? To help people to solve a little bit of what we are going through. All we are hearing is, one job back on 180 million during security and what? I mean, I don't know why in Nigeria we always like to profit fear in other people's, how do I say that? So in other people's misfortune. Thank you, my darling, for borrowing me that word. In a senile state, they should see to safety and first, and what they can do to give us, soft landing. Nothing has been done so far. This, that. Meaning that definitely they've been getting support
Yes.
from outside, from wherever, all over. And not Emio as a person, and I know of a lot of people. You can see the whole of this street.
Yeah.
Not a single person, maybe the one across our street, across the road here, opposite our house. Maybe that's the only person. To them, put him moving by the one day. Every Kotojuwari for the past 2 months. Our till is so late. We look for every time I lost one mama Badawa every now and then. Look at all the things we have changed. I money, Latino, discard. If you go upstairs, not a single room, nothing anything, because we got that it. They're not going to go me. But this kind of a thing will even teach us a lesson. There is more to life than property.
Small parties, yeah.
Do you get it?
Yes.
We pay, once you are alive, you keep thanking God. Yeah, at least they say, what about those people that have God? Exactly. So what most people wrote, but now you value life more than any other thing.
Upon our arrival, we saw several armed security officers guarding the area and blatantly refused to speak to us on camera, but were able to explain to us how the explosion really occurred as an eyewitness.
So we're able to meet with one of the security agencies that came here instantly when the incident occurred, and he explained to us that the man was bringing this substance into the particular house he was staying, because he didn't build it. It's a rented residential street, so he was bringing it inside. And so what really caused the particular explosion was because the transformer was having some bit of a problem, and after that it kind of went into the house because there were illegal mining products inside the particular house, and because of that it sparked, and that was what caused that particular explosion. Now, when the transformer was initially having some problem and there was fire, a lot of people that were staying in the neighborhood that unfortunately died in the incident wanted to take out the fire, but unfortunately before they got there and entered the particular house, the second explosion occurred, and there was a second explosion that killed some of the people that went to extinguish the fire that started in that particular area, killing about 5 people and 7 people injured. So you can see from that particular incident, a lot of people's body were not even recognized. They had to bring down, identify some bodies from the place, some women and some babies, unfortunately, that were killed in that particular incident. There were also news that some of the family of the Malian foreigner that was mining the product have been arrested and have been prosecuted, but the man in question is nowhere to be found, because the report was said that on that particular day he had to leave the country based on police report. Since the unfortunate incident occurred, they have not had zero light, even though some of the houses have been displaced. Some people have left the house, but there are some people that couldn't afford to start living with their family, so they came back to their houses and tried to renovate it. If you look at this particular place, you see that a lot of renovations are occurring there. So there were also allegations a lot of illegal mining companies were closed down when the incident occurred. So this is just a very, very important information for anybody living in any community. If you notice any problem, if you notice any issue, make sure you tell the security agency, or you tell people that can take actions instantly. If the community has reported this man to the police, they probably might not have died on that particular day. So if you are living and you notice any suspicious thing in your community, make sure you tell the security agency, and they will definitely do something about it.
I decided to find out for myself how bad the situation is by entering some of the buildings that were mostly affected by the explosion. And we discovered that several occupants were not able to carry out some of their valuables because of how sudden the evacuation plan began.
People actually living here before, because of the explosion, they had to stop living here. You see a lot of debris. Some people's properties are still here, but they just had to leave the place. Now the question that arises is that, is it really an illegal mining explosion, or is it a bomb blast? And is the government trying to hide anything from the public? And if it's an illegal mining explosion, how did these people get the license to operate in an area where there are a lot of homes that they shouldn't be given a license to operate? And a lot of other questions that moves the house tag as well. So I'll take you to another house. So this is also one of the buildings that was affected by it. If you go right into the building, you see that the roof is actually down, and there are lots of house equipment that are still here that they couldn't take away from them, because immediately when the explosion happened, everybody had to evacuate, especially because some people died right here. It's actually quite dangerous to be here because we don't know whether anywhere can is still explosives. Mostly, majorly that was newly innovated, but we were existing again. And these people, they will have to spend a lot of money to innovate this particular art, and then come back and stay there again. So we need a lot of help for people that want to come back to their neighborhood and feel that need help as well.
After speaking to several people on and off the camera, I felt the feeling of pity because of what some of these people are passing through, having lost lives and properties, and I believe something urgent can be done.
I'm not going to even lie, after we actually spoke with the woman that owns that particular house, and she explained to us what ourselves and our husband is facing, and what some people are also facing yet, they need a lot of support, especially from the government, and they are not getting any. Based on what she said, they are not getting any support as well. They want to support the family and people that are living here. If you are someone that just need to help them, if we come to the area here and then support them, a lot of them don't have light. Some cannot even renovate their houses, and some that have money are barely doing so. So just come here and support some people that are staying here, and just help the family. And then just try to console some people and put a smile on their faces. And there should also be a GoFundMe for people that are staying here as well, so that they can also be helped. So you can open a GoFundMe account. Like if you want us to open a GoFundMe, just type on the comments below, and we'll open a GoFundMe for people living in this community.